So I was hoping we could start this off a little bit with you introducing yourself a little bit. Who are you and where are you from?
Yeah, and I just want to say to begin, thank Holden for hosting me. This is the first interview I've done, so this is the exclusive content that's showing up on your show, and so I'm just happy to be here and super thrilled. So thank you for giving me the platform to do that. So my name is Matthew Kerr. I grew up in Côte des Neiges on the corner of Victoria and Mackenzie, pretty well in the heart of Côte des Neiges, a very diverse neighborhood, super multicultural, um, just a great area to live in and to get an idea of what other cultures do and and how they help the city thrive and just how it was just great, just to put it short, a great borough to grow up in. I remember, we lived across the street from the La Maison du Carré, the curry house. Um,
It's the greatest.
yeah. So just unbelievable. And then they would always have, they would put on shows on Sunday nights with, the steel drum bands. And just being exposed to that at such an early age was just so, crucial for my upbringing and realizing that there's a whole universe of people and music and culture. And I was just really, really lucky to grow up in that neighborhood. So that's a little bit about my upbringing as far as where I grew up. And then in my teens, we moved to NDG, and that was a wonderful experience as well. I mean, NDG, like I had all my rites of passage there. Went to high school there, Royalville.
What? Oh, you went to Royal Vale. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Yeah, so just I'm born and bred Côte des Neiges, NDG. I mean, I love the borough. I love the people within it. I love the small businesses. I love the culture that's there, the food culture, the art scene, the diversity. Really everything. And it was even more motivation for me to kind of step up, get involved in municipal politics and local politics and try to represent my borough and be a leader and an ambassador within it. So that was my biggest motivation, probably just being from the borough and loving it.
All right. So what did you do after high school? What was your post like? What did you get up to in CEGEPs, adventures?
Yeah, after high school, I went to Dawson. I studied social sciences there. I was introduced to rugby there, where I played for the Blues for 2 years. And then rugby became my life probably for the next pretty well up until the pandemic hit when I was forced to stop playing. And and rugby opened an entire new world of connections and people and relationships and just jokes upon jokes. So it played a huge role in where I wanted to go, in my future, and just in terms of teams and teamwork and team building, and hearing people's stories and where they come from, their backgrounds. Rugby is also very, a diverse sport. It's an international sport. And that's where I got introduced to it. Yeah, in CEGEP. Um, and it was so formative for me. It's great, and I want to give a quick shout out to the Montreal Wanderers and NDG Dragons youth team. So I know hopefully they're watching. Yeah,
And if they're not watching now, it'll be up on the YouTube later, and this is gonna be archived forever. And
forever.
nah, but that's cool. I think it's kind of important to get a sense of who you are. Be like, I mean, like there are, I guess, issues and other campaigny stuff we can talk about after, which I'm sure there are a lot of people who are about. But I think it's cool to know you a sports dude and you mad passionate about it and you ran it all the way till something like COVID stopped you. Like that's an admirable trait right there. You know.
Yeah, thank you.
What kind of occupational stuff do you do, like to get the other kind of life experiency?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so just to continue along that path of education, I attended Concordia after mostly at the Loyola campus. I studied human relations there. Upon finishing that, I'd started a youth rugby program in ndg Dragons, where I met my current boss. I've known him now, I guess, 8-9 years, and he works at the St. James Drop-in Center. So I've been working at the St. James Drop-in Center, which is a day shelter for the homeless. And yeah, I've been there for 8 years, just trying to help people get off the street, have a safe place to to hang out during the day, access resources of all kinds, whether it's housing, mental health, social services. So that's what I had been doing the last 8 years. So I did that for like 2-3 years within that time. Then a position opened up within the same organization to work at a social enterprise by the name of Street Suds. And so I became the GM of Street Suds, which is an industrial laundry facility. It's a social enterprise that we have contracts throughout the city, whether they're, spas, small hotels, things of that nature. And all our participants that join the program, we have 10 participants, and they're all welfare recipients, and they do a 20-hour work week. And the goal is to try to, give them skills, work skills, routine skills, and life skills in order to be able to reintegrate into maybe a more traditional workforce. We've found that the program's been very successful. We've grown, exponentially over the last 10 years, and it's a truly a beautiful thing to be a part of, and I'm super proud of it and the strides that we've made doing that. Yeah.
Nah, super cool for real. A couple questions just on the tangential, because it's a live thing, so people ask. We're gonna ask. And my girlfriend actually wanted to know if the homeless shelter you were describing has still been running during COVID.
Yeah, it has been. We had to. So during COVID, we were kind of only admitting individuals that were like hardcore homeless. What I kind of mean by that are people that are really roughing it on the street, sort of 24/7. A lot of it's an old organization, right? St. James. So we've been around for around 30 years. Within that time, we've had many people come in that have been able to find their way. So now they're staying in social housing or supervised housing. But during COVID, we kind of had to limit the visits from people within residents, and we managed to stay open without really any sort of outbreaks, which was lucky. We had one individual come in, coughing, and then it turns out that she had tuberculosis, which is not funny, but you're like, how did you manage to catch TB during a COVID outbreak? So it was just that was sort of the closest thing that we got to sort of a lung virus that was going around, or infection rather. So it was good. We managed to kind of keep it as safe as possible, and yeah, just kept with the guidelines that the Quebec government was sort of overseeing, and we were able to continue operation.
That's really cool. And I mean that just because I think it's cool that you're involved in something that attaches to social issues like that, where it gets you exposed to how the system works and etc.
Yeah.